What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? See who we got. Number one, Sadu with the number one. Okay, man, I see you. How am I doing today? I'm doing good. Thank you. I appreciate it. Did I see Doge Sauce hit 500? Yeah, man, I saw the retweet. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, thanks for getting that started too, everybody. That's awesome. It did take a minute to get there. I'm a little disappointed that some of the larger Dogecoin accounts didn't really help us out there, but we did it. We don't need them. One day, hopefully I'll have a big enough Twitter account to where I can do what the influencers refuse to for some reason. Let's help out the little guys. It was super exhausting. Please, can you play their video thanking the Doge community? Yeah, absolutely. Doge Breakout realistically needs a catalyst, right? Not necessarily. Now, if we want Doge to break out on its own, yes, we need a catalyst, but Doge can also break out with the help of Bitcoin breaking out. So, because Doge will follow Bitcoin if it has nothing else to do. And that's what we'll talk about. Hey, what's up, Rick? Steve Harvey, yeah, he's good to watch. Alark, what's up? Stankus, thank you, appreciate that. I went ahead and fixed the thumbnail. I saw that message, appreciate it. What's up, Chaz Mandu? Let's see. Roar Nation had to come and see what is new news on this. A breakout's brewing, potential takeoff is all about. Facts. What's up, Dream Chaser? Waiting for the breakout. Me too. MJ follow. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for that support. Thank you for the follow. FBF says, man, Bitcoin is stuck at 39 to 40. Yeah, it is. It is at the moment. Hey, FPF, before we get started, I want to show you something, man. I haven't seen you in the last couple days, but you gave me a suggestion. All right. And let me just show you. You might see it in a second anyway, but before we roll right into this. See this here? Right here? Inspired by FPF, the Doge Digger shirt, baby. It is live on the website. Yes, SPF's the one that told me to make that when we were watching the Vitalik and Ross Nickel Doge Dev conversation, and we were entertained by Soma, her obvious obsession with Vitalik. The Doge Digger is now live on the store, so if you want to grab it, you can. You got no choice but to buy it. Yeah, man, that's your shirt now. You gotta grab it. FPF El Salvador Bitcoin tender will start on this September 6th. Awesome. Okay, cool. Let me know if you need help with anything, man. Appreciate you. What's up, Bear Elliott? Byron says, hey, I got the shirts and the coin. Perfect fit, cool designs, quality, material, and fast delivery. Awesome. Thank you, Byron. I appreciate that. I'll pay you later for saying that, man. I'm just playing. Thank you. That's really good feedback. I appreciate that. Kindly support Mariano's HODLware. Thank you. Been working hard on them, so appreciate it. Am I late? What did I miss? Nothing. We literally just got started, man. Yeah, I think it's pretty funny too. That's a good one. I gotta make one for myself to wear out, because that's actually funny. I do wear my own shirts, by the way, guys. Like, I'll usually make one. Like, I'll make a couple to test, and then I'll have like one once they're finalized that I wear out as well. All right, guys. So before it's too late and my thumbnail and title are completely irrelevant, because things have started to go a bit downhill since I made the title. So I might have to again change my title, because I don't do clickbait. But it wasn't at the moment that I scheduled the stream about an hour ago. All right, so keep that in mind. Basically, as you can see from the title, Dogecoin, a potential breakout is brewing, potential takeoff soon. What are we talking about here? Well, The breakout I'm talking about has nothing to do specifically to Sadu's point. If we want Dogecoin to break out on its own, Dogecoin only does that when it has a catalyst. So that's going to be some kind of good news, some kind of new information, a large corporation adopting it as payment, or maybe we're getting some good news about an update. Without those kind of catalysts, Dogecoin isn't going anywhere that Bitcoin doesn't go. At this moment, we don't have any new news on Dogecoin. So what's going to break us out is not going to be a Dogecoin catalyst at this moment. What we can look forward to shorter term is the potential breakout of Bitcoin. When Bitcoin goes up, it brings all of the altcoins with it. Dogecoin is an altcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Polygon, whatever you're into that is up there, probably top 100 on the coinmarketcap.com. Those guys follow Bitcoin. So the easiest way to a breakout is for Bitcoin to break out. Now, why did I put that in the title? If you take a look here, and we'll just shorten this a bit to make it more clear. You take a look here, you see this on Bitcoin. Things have been looking bullish, and at this moment, they are continuing to look bullish, all right? You're gone? All right, man. Thanks for hanging out. Things are continuing to look bullish, all right? So right here, you see 42,000, didn't get back up there for a while. About 42,000, didn't get back up there for a while, looked really bad. We saw a reversal pattern right here. And then the break up. One move up, two moves up, massive move, and we're still holding above 36,000. Now, here's what I'm talking about for a potential breakout and this is going to be probably a short stream, guys, because I'm like beat today. I don't know what it is, and we're just kind of trading sideways right now. But this is potential for us to break out. Now, this could either be really, really, really good, or it could be a little bit unfortunate and set us back a good bit. But usually, when you see a ascending triangle, typically, and this is not all the time, but typically it's a good thing. Usually you'll end up breaking out the top side. Now, with any triangle that forms, it doesn't really matter if it's a descending triangle, an ascending triangle, a perfectly asymmetric triangle, or 90-degree, whatever. It doesn't really matter. What matters is the momentum and the volume. If it runs out of steam, the price action runs out of steam, the candles start looking weak, and people stop buying, it will fall out the bottom of the triangle. If people are feeling bullish, if you get a volume spike, if there's a lot of momentum, it'll be a continuation play. So basically, triangles are just consolidation before a major action. That's the way to think of it. Don't look too much into triangles. They oftentimes don't go the way that, if you study up on like patterns, they don't always go in the direction they're supposed to. Bear flag, bull flag, head and shoulders, that's different. Triangles, like 50-50 chance, all right? And so what we have here is just basically a very clear ascending triangle. Now, the only reason I would be a little concerned is because last time when we were looking at patterns, we saw a very obvious ascending wedge, which was actually a bearish pattern. And then we also saw a head and shoulders form right here, clear as day, and it still broke up to the top side. So that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes patterns can get overridden by momentum and emotion. But overall, if those aren't factors, a lot of times the pattern will just play out according to technicals. So if we're looking at technicals here, what we have here is we had this major run up. We're holding at these high levels pretty well. We're respecting the support trend line of the triangle. We're respecting the resistant trend line of the triangle. Now, the real more common resistance is right around here at about 45, but I'm just going to put it at the top because I like my triangles and patterns to be as conservative as possible so I don't get faked out. Because what could have happened here, people were playing it really tight here, and they would have gotten faked out here, here, and here. Right? So the more conservative your pattern is, the less likely you are to get faked out, which means you're going to buy in at the right time and not buy in and then instantly be wrong as it just reverses on you. That's why I like to be conservative. But this is basically what I'm talking about right here. Had some action, started forming the triangle here. All right, so we've got all this bouncing around in here. Now, the breakout could be out the top side of this. And this is technically a bullish triangle. So if we break out of the bullish triangle to the top side, that is going to be a continuation play, which means that that could spark the continuation of the reversal, and we could start heading towards new highs. Now, the good thing about this triangle right here is where it's located, because if we have enough momentum to break out the top side, our next resistance is right in this little area here. Right around 42 to 42.5 is really the peak. If we go back in time here, the high was at about 42.5. Yeah, 42.5, 10-ish. So if we're breaking out at 41,000 with momentum, we could have enough momentum just because it's so close by, the resistance is so close, enough momentum just blast through 42.5 and get to the top side. Once we get to the top side of this yellow line, it is smooth sailing up here, and that's where everybody's going to start buying in. So a lot of the big money and whales that are still on the sidelines, they're going to place a breakout trade here, and you're going to see a lot of momentum kick in once we make new highs. That will confirm that we have reversed once we can break above 42,000, because at that point we'll be making a new high. We'll have completely fulfilled the bottom here and the reversal, and we'll just do a continuation back up. Now, usually what you see with these kind of patterns as well, a steep drop off, a lot of consolidating down here, and then a reversal that takes it right back to where it came from. I've showed you guys a billion times what I'm talking about here, but let me find some examples for you in case you were not here. All right, so this one's a little sloppy, but that's one example. Kind of another breaks out, gets back to where it came from, but that wasn't a good example either. Bear with me here. One right here. This is a good example. Steep drop off, consolidation, and then when it's ready, as soon as it breaks into the territory here where it's making a new high from once it came down. See, we had resistance at 30.12, 30.12. As soon as it broke 30.12, it signaled a reversal. Everyone bought in. You see this massive green candle, took it right back to where it came from. That's the very, very, very common reversal pattern that you see a lot. Here's another one right here. Down, consolidates. As soon as it makes a new high, takes off and comes back to where it came from. It's again right here. It is again right here, right here, right here. Here's a big one that looks more like where we're at right now. Sell off, consolidation, new high, comes back to where it came from. It's just here. I mean, it's everywhere. It's literally everywhere. No matter where you look, I'm seeing them nonstop. All right. That's a very, very common and easy to spot reversal pattern. And basically, that's kind of where we're at long term. If you look at it like this, we're at a point here where as soon as we get that signal, as soon as we make a new high, which would be right around here, 42.6, let's just say 42.6. As soon as we hit 42.6, we're making a new high. If we can hit that and look decent there instead of just rejecting and showing it's still resistance, and we can pass above it, then we're heading back up here, back to 60 over time. So we are very close to that. Now, the bad thing's going to be if we fall out the bottom of the ascending triangle, because then we fail the pattern, and that cancels the entire bullish reversal thesis, because now we're falling out the bottom end of the triangle. We have to look for support back here at about 38. If we fall through that, next support's about 36, and if we fall through that, now we're looking bearish. So now we're kind of doing that reversal pattern upside down here, coming right back to here to about 30, 35, 34, and then we have to figure out what's going to happen next. And in my opinion, crash could be the case if we end up going down that far. That would not be a good scenario. So let's hope that doesn't happen. But at this moment, guys, basically what I'm saying, we need to break above into 41,000s off this support, bouncing either here or maybe do one more move up, down, up. And if we can do that, there's a high chance that we'll actually make the run for 42.5, break above it. And if we can do that, then we're looking at 55,000 in that range. Now, the whole reason I'm saying that is because that's going to mean Dogecoin to like 30, 35, 40 cents. So basically what happens in this ascending triangle here is key to what's going to happen to Dogecoin next. We could either see a massive Dogecoin takeoff if this plays out, or if it does not play out for some reason, even though it's a bullish triangle and we've got everything in our favor so far, if we fall out the bottom, that could be bad news, and we're already at 20 cents only right now. So if we fall, we're back in teens instantly. Because right now, what are we at on Dogecoin? About 20 cents. Yeah, we don't have a buffer here. We're at 20 cents and a tenth. All right, so we don't have a buffer. Any falling here takes us back to teens. We are basically on the cusp of it. So that's where we're at. And I will say, Dogecoin's not doing so well in relation to Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin's to fall, when Dogecoin's at 20 cents, when Bitcoin's already at 40,000, with all this room to fall, imagine where Dogecoin ends up if Bitcoin falls back down to 29. That's all I'm going to say. But I will say not a good thought. There's a lot of room down here, and with Dogecoin sitting here at 20 cents, that means by the time you get down here, Dogecoin could probably be near 10. Each time that Bitcoin gives all this hope and the altcoins aren't in agreement and then it fails, the altcoins just take another hit and another hit and another hit, and these hits add up. When we were here, Dogecoin was at 44 cents or something like that. No, that was Coinbase. What day is this? 6:15. Dogecoin was at about 35 cents, 33 to 35 cents right here. At this same price level, Dogecoin's at 20 cents. Now here, so keep this in mind. Maybe this will summarize it the best without me doing too much more talking. Same price levels here and here, all right? Here, Dogecoin 33 to 35. When it failed, by the time it stopped falling, Dogecoin was at 16 cents. Okay? 33, 16. Now, 20. Where do we end up now? Probably 10. At the same price level, since we've lost 12 cents. 12 to like 15 cents here. By the time we get down here, I think 10 is bullish. So, little scary, all right? So let's just hope that doesn't happen. And that's not even entertaining the thought that Bitcoin goes down to 25,000 if it heads back down to here. Now, I don't necessarily think at this point in time, I won't be the spreader of doom and gloom. I don't think at this point in time, realistically, that Bitcoin does still do a crash back down to here or below. I think the Amazon hype rumor was probably enough to support the price action a bit, just enough to keep it from crashing that hard. All right, that's just my opinion. But if we do fail here, 35,000 is reasonable, maybe even 33. I don't think that's out of the question either. 33 has been a pretty common level. Anywhere from 33 to 35, 36 is probably where we could end up stopping. And now I'll read some of your comments, and then we'll get back to some more chart stuff. Do I ship to Canada? Yes, I can absolutely ship to Canada. Unfortunately, some of these shipping rates, I don't know. When it goes out of the U.S., the prices of shipping does go up. So that is just one thing, one hurdle. I don't know if that will be a complete turnoff for you, but yeah, once in the U.S. you start shipping outside, it does suck. Let's see. Let me see. Discount code. Yeah, you can use, I had took it down, but you can use discount code SAVE15. That'll give you 15% off. So anybody in this stream that's hearing me say that, yeah, there you go. Let's see. Hey, Lori, what's up? Josh, what's going on? How about XRP holding its own today? Yeah, XRP's, let me take a look. What is that? Whoops. XRP 70. Yep. And you can see here, look at this reversal pattern. This looks like it wants to do a bullish continuation as well. That same drop off, consolidating as it curls back up towards the top side, and then as soon as it makes a new high, it usually breaks. So we'll see. You can see it happened here. No, it happens so often. Now, there are times it doesn't play out, but what you see is the consolidation. At least what will happen is you'll get back to the point where you started from. That's really the goal. Save 15 discount isn't valid for items in your cart. Let me see what's up with that. maybe I did disable it and forgot. Hmm. Oh. No, yeah, that was my fault. That's a new item, so I didn't add it to the things that the discount can be applied to. So let's see. You're right. Okay. Okay, it should be fixed now. There you go. Could I sit up a bit so I can see that shirt a little better? Yeah, man. There you go. There's the shirt. I've been wearing this shirt pretty often. It's probably one of my favorite ones. Let's see. Average down by the dip. Yes, sir. Angel says, I have heard it might be a healthy thing for Bitcoin to come down a bit, consolidate a little before the shot to the moon. What are my thoughts on that? I 100% agree. I still think Bitcoin, it would have been, honestly, in Bitcoin's best interest to crash to 25,000 first. If it did that, we would not be having this conversation right now. I think people were so convinced that Bitcoin was going to crash down to 25K that there were just people with all their money like not in and still waiting to buy that dip. And when you throw people off like that, that just throws off the buying pressure that would have been there. Because all we needed was everyone to get it out of their system, all the bearishness out, buy in where they felt comfortable, let the crash happen, let the people buy in where they feel comfortable, and now you've got buying momentum instead of selling pressure. Yeah, no problem, KB. And so that's the thing. And we just didn't get that. We didn't get that crash, and that's what I strongly dislike about hype. It happened with Dogecoin too. It's like sometimes people are waiting for the dump so that they can throw all their money in. When the dump is about to come and then it gets canceled, that dump gets completely canceled because a hype event comes and makes the price spike, and those people haven't bought in. They're still waiting for their discount to buy in at. So you've really just messed up the whole plan. Because what ends up happening, hype, unless it's actual good news and a catalyst, hype does not last. Hype makes the price go up, and then it eventually gradually slows off. So you just delayed the actual reversal because half the buyers are still not buying yet. So that's kind of the problem. And that's been why I've been feeling just a little bearish on Bitcoin overall. Yes, we've got all these bullish signals. Yes, we've made it up this far, but it's like it was still a bit of a hype thing because it was not confirmed by Amazon. It was just a rumor. It was just a rumor that they're going to be accepting Bitcoin as payment by the end of the year. It was not confirmed. It was a rumor from someone that said they were an insider. Is that enough to make the price break above 42.5 and head up back towards 60,000? In my opinion, it doesn't really make sense, but obviously look at how far we've come. My opinion is not what dictates what the price does, but I'm just saying when it comes to like me feeling comfortable investing, there's going to be other people that feel the same way that I do. It's not just me, all right? And I think proof of that is the fact that we are not up here already. Because if everyone agreed and was like, oh yeah, this Amazon thing, this is legit, let's buy in, like this is great news, we would already be recovered. But the slowness of this recovery here is what concerns me the most. If everyone was in agreement that we had hit the bottom and now it was time to go back up and be bullish again, people would have been showing that with their money here. But instead, we keep rejecting off 41,000 and we're not making any new highs. That's my concern overall. There is still the scenario that the technicals play out and we do a breakout here, which will bring Dogecoin up to new highs. So, of course, I'm going to cover that because I don't want to be only the bearer of bad news and not also consider the positive side of things too. And there is still a high chance that Dogecoin can follow the technicals here, or Bitcoin can follow the technicals, break out the top, and reverse. But still, at the same time, there are still some bearish considerations. And that's that we are still stuck under 41K at the moment. We're doing a bullish triangle, so that's good, but we're still stuck under. There's a new coin on Coinbase called Fetch. Any words? Is that from SHIB ecosystem? That's interesting. Let me check that out. Terry says hype equals a short-term sugar high. Exactly. That's probably the best way to explain it. Usually, when you get a sugar high, you're super like hyper, anxious, whatever, energized, to the moon. And then what ends up happening is you have a extremely hard crash afterward as that sugar high wears off, and now all the underlying exhaustion also takes place. So you go the complete opposite. That's what typically happens with hype buy-ins and then sell-offs. And it completely messes up the natural progression of the asset. So, yes, we got hype up to 41K Bitcoin, great, but the altcoins aren't convinced, obviously, because Dogecoin's still at 20 cents. This is really discouraging to look at. I'm trying to be as positive as I can, guys, because like I said, when we were down here, I was talking the bearish talk about how we probably were not going to continue. And sure enough, or no, right here. And we did. We did. And now we're at 42. But the thing is, Dogecoin didn't really move. So while I was wrong, I guess you could say, because the technicals didn't follow, or was it right here? While I was wrong, I was also kind of correct in that, yes, Bitcoin did something unusual, but like the altcoins were like, I don't think so. So Bitcoin went up 10K, Dogecoin went up like 1.5 cents. Not really the usual thing you'd expect. Dogecoin should be at about 35 cents right now, and it's at 20. And Ethereum should be somewhere near 3K, and it's at almost 2,000. So if that puts into perspective the bearishness in the market right now, hopefully that does. But it would be great to see this do this here. That would be a move. That would be great. And that would be really big. Do I think Doge just following Bitcoin will reach $1 on its own, or will a burn be needed? I don't think it'll reach $1 on its own, but I also don't think a burn's needed on Dogecoin. Adoption will get Dogecoin to where it needs to get to without a burn being needed. Because right now, when you look at the circulating supply, there's actually not enough to go around. Like, just say we were going to actually challenge currency and be popular as currency. The circulating supply of Dogecoin is not enough to go around globally. It's really not. There's only like a couple 100 billion. That means if everyone on the planet that has some sort of currency were to get involved in Dogecoin to some degree, they couldn't really have over like 50 Doge, which is what right now? $1? So put that into perspective. Let's just say, let's take a look at Dogecoin right now. Dogecoin, 130 billion circulating supply. All right. And let's just say the average Dogecoin holder has, how much money do you think is a reasonable amount of money to have in Dogecoin if you want to use it as currency? Let's just say anywhere from $500 to $1,000 worth. All right. And so to do that, we need to divide the price or the circulating supply of Dogecoin by the current price. Is that right? Something like that? What is it right now? Dogecoin's about 20 cents. Wait, what am I trying to do? Circulating supply. Everyone has... Let me do this a different way. $1,000 divided by 20 cents. So everyone has about, let's just say 5,000 Dogecoin is what the average person could reasonably have. So let's do the circulating supply divided by 5,000 Dogecoin, which means everybody's just got $1,000 worth of Doge if Dogecoin eventually one day becomes popular. This is conservative. This is not saying Dogecoin replaces your bank account and you have like your $10,000 savings, or if you're doing well, maybe your $50,000 or $100,000. We're not saying that. We're just saying average, almost like investment size, basic risk-free investment size holdings position of Doge. Let's just say 5,000 Doge. Now we have 26 million. So if everyone had $1,000 of Dogecoin, there's only enough supply for 26 million people to have 5,000 Doge, which is going to be about $1,000 of Dogecoin. There's really not that much Dogecoin in circulation right now. And then let's just say population of the U.S., 328 million. There's not even enough. Wow. Okay, I didn't expect that number. That's actually shocking. All right. So now let's say population of the U.S., 382 mil, divided by how many people could actually... I'm sorry, Google. Divided by how many people in the U.S. could actually hold $1,000 of Dogecoin with the current circulating supply. That means you could have, about a 14th, whatever percentage that would be. I'm not going to do all that math, all right? Well, maybe I will. Let's just do 100 divided by 14. Okay. All right, so somewhere around, what is that, like 7% of the U.S.? Hopefully I did that math right. I'm not double checking it. But you get the point. Somewhere around 7% of the United States can have about $1,000 worth of Dogecoin right now, and that's it. That's the circulating supply of Doge. It's not that high. We're not talking about any other countries or anything like that. I'm sorry, that wasn't even right. 7 times into 100, so that was actually more than that. But you get the point. Let's just say 20%, all right? 15%. Could the lack of altcoin movement be due to Bitcoin dominance? No, I don't think so. Bitcoin dominance, I don't know. I don't look into that too much. Like, Bitcoin tends to be dominant when Bitcoin's doing well. And Bitcoin should be dominant because Bitcoin's the market leader and it's the big dog and it was the one that was here first and it's the most expensive one and it's the one that everyone looks up to. So I don't think that really has anything to do with it. I think it all has to do with social sentiment and people not feeling too good about what's happening right now and people not being convinced that the price is going to continue further, and so they're not buying into their altcoins. And that kind of is having a bit of a revolving snowball effect to where they're not buying into their altcoins. The majority of people are feeling the same way, so you're not seeing the price go up, which is also making people feel reluctant to buy because they're seeing no signs of bullishness. Pixie sticks. I heard that. Hey, what's up, Preezy? Doge right now with weak, slow, steady pulse going to flatline. You may need to call a code blue. Give. I agree. Doge right now is struggling. Definitely doesn't help when the entire market is oversaturated with new coins coming out, and that's not even including the Doge clone coin. No, I agree, Jin. I definitely agree. I think those coins, though, the thing about those coins is they serve no actual purpose. So in my opinion, they are temporary. And I think by this time next year, nobody's really going to be talking about the majority of coins that you're hearing of right now. So Baby Doge, a lot of the knockoff Inu coins and everything like that are even knockoffs of Shiba Inu. I think a lot of those are going to be faded away because, be realistic and honest, this is like a fad. It's a hype phase where everyone is assuming that anything related to this specific breed of dog or just the dog in general, the pet dog, is going to be successful because of Elon Musk talking about Dogecoin. And then any coin that has dog or Doge in it or anything related to the Doge coin, so let's just say the mascot, which is a Shiba Inu, or anything then with the name Inu in it, suddenly also gets these pumps when Elon says anything that happens to do with Dogecoin. That reasoning Doesn't really make sense. And so once the hype around the dog and that breed of dog wears off and that fad disappears, all these coins are going to be deemed useless because they had no actual fundamental purpose or use case. The only reason they were created was to ride the hype wave, and off of that hype, pump. That's it. And so once the hype goes away, they don't pump anymore. They start to sell off and they fade into oblivion. I don't think that this SHIB dog related hype is going to be continuing this time next year. Now, could be wrong. This is just my guess. And so I think by next year, the saturation, though obviously the coins probably won't just be delisted. Nobody's going to care about them or be talking about them anymore. And we're going to have Dogecoin and some competition for Dogecoin in the retail coin space. That's my guess. But whichever coin that ends up being the retail coin of choice, whether we stick with Dogecoin or we get bored with it for some reason and end up on something else, and we're talking about another coin next time this year, whatever coin that is, the circulating supply and the creation of it. Yes, with the creation rate, you could say it's a bit high and it seems like it's going to be inflationary coin because we're creating like 10,000 new Dogecoins per minute to pay the miners, right? That's a lot. Technically, that is a lot. And when Dogecoin's $1, that's printing $10,000 a minute just out of nowhere. But the thing is, right now, whatever coin ends up being the leader and the one that takes over that retail coin space that Dogecoin is trying to fill, the circulating supply of Dogecoin currently, like I said, it's just not enough to go around. Not at all. So it's just not. 14%, about 15% of the US right now could hold $1,000 worth of Dogecoin. That's all the Dogecoin that's in circulation. It's not that much. And so then that creation rate, that 10,000 per minute, is actually needed, and it's not enough. It's not enough to keep up with the demand. So what we need is adoption, because that creates demand, and then that creates more users. More users seeing this. I mean, that's kind of the demand, and the supply is fixed. So we could easily be extremely deflationary. The goal, though, is going to be to get more people to use it, so that becomes the case. We need more demand. Hey, Anthony, thank you so much for subscribing, man. Welcome to the channel. This is why I like your channel. You answer the hard questions honestly. Thanks, bro. Thank you, Black Knight. I appreciate that, man. Fetch on Coinbase. I'll check that out. You will be a great grandparent by then. Right. Doge should hurry up while it has first movers advantage. Yes, exactly. First movers advantage is the same thing that Bitcoin got. Bitcoin is yes, it's cool and it's crafty in the way that it was created. But Bitcoin is not anything special or something that cannot be replicated by something else. You could easily create another Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't do anything particularly special. It was just set up early to be a deflationary coin, and everyone has accepted it's the store of value. It has first movers advantage in its category, and there's really, for that reason, no competition to Bitcoin's model. No direct competition. No one has replicated the code and the way that, the halving event and the proof of work, difficulty mining, smart coding that's built in. No one's tried to replicate a Bitcoin like that. Bitcoin has first movers advantage. Dogecoin has first movers advantage in the retail coin space. But Dogecoin has, and for that reason, it's like the first retail coin that's really taken off. It has a massive, massive community, which is one of the main catalysts. Because if Dogecoin didn't have the community, it would be nothing. The people need to want to use it as currency, and then the businesses need to accept it. So we've got one half of that, and we're working on the second half. And then also bettering the first half. If another coin comes up that's fundamentally better than Dogecoin and the community likes that coin, that's when Dogecoin starts to lose out and lose its position. That first mover's advantage then starts to fade. So what we need to do on Dogecoin is be able to take advantage of everything that we possibly can while we're not only the first mover, but the only mover. Competition's going to be a big pain if we haven't reached our targets by the time that competition comes out. Because then what do we have to really, except for our community at that point, what do we really have to like push our coin? It's not going to already have been established as a coin that retailers are accepting. It's not going to have already reduced or sped up transaction speeds and everything, and fees going down. Smart contracts, the bridge, like we need our catalysts implemented. Am I saying I don't think Doge will have any utilities anytime soon? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying though that Dogecoin isn't created to have like a utility other than to be a cryptocurrency of that holds value. In the same way that like Bitcoin it doesn't have utility. Bitcoin is a coin that represents value and that was made to be deflationary and increase in value over time. And then from that, obviously, if you want to send people money, the idea would be you could send them your Bitcoin that's worth money or vice versa. Dogecoin is the same thing. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't have any like utility or functionality. It is a store of value that then you could send to other people and receive as payment. So if anything, Dogecoin is similar to Bitcoin. There are other coins that are out there in the market, but they're all tied usually to some kind of functionality or utility. So for example, ADA coin, ADA, that's tied to the Cardano network, which is a competitor to Ethereum network. AMP coin, that's tied to the Flexa network, which is the utility there is to enable transactions in retail locations with things like Bitcoin and other coins that are fundamentally poor and aren't good for transacting in person. And then you've got other things like, layer 2 solutions out there that run on top of Ethereum and make it better, make it faster at all these different features. And then they have their own coin that represents them that gets paid out to the miners that are securing that network. Dogecoin doesn't have any utility that it's tied to. Dogecoin is just Dogecoin by itself. There's no underlying thing that it's doing. It is just being a coin of value. That is it. If a digital coin has no real utility, it has no future. Yes, that is true. That is true, but I would strongly argue that being used as a method of payment, like as currency, is a utility. But there are other coins out there that have literally no value, and those are usually the pump coins. So not only do they not do anything particularly special, but then they're also not even angling themselves to be a good coin to exchange with other people for goods or services. Those are the coins, in my opinion, that have no value, no future. Things that are stores of value and that maybe they don't do a lot. Bitcoin, Dogecoin, they don't do a lot, but they focus on what they do and they try to be good at that. Though that is a utility, in my opinion. With it being how it is now, how do I see Doge getting to $1 by Christmas? Bitcoin, and then Tesla or Amazon. A mix of those things could easily get us to $1. We still have about 5 months, so it's not the end of the world. Well, we're getting on 4 months here. But things are going a little slow here. We're very close to a potential Bitcoin reversal. That could happen anytime soon. And then Doge for Tesla could happen soon. Doge for Amazon could happen soon. The mix of Bitcoin reversal and one of those two other catalysts could get us very close to $1. And we'll just have to see how the actual Dogecoin community actually reacts when those catalysts come. Because obviously we say this, but we never really, really, really know exactly how far we all buy in. But I would say especially Dogecoin for Amazon, because you can actually take advantage of that and use that a lot. Most people use Amazon and love it. And use it often. Imagine if the government distributed a Doge stimulus. That would be amazing. Once fees go down to 0.001, things will definitely change. And then the bridge with Ethereum. Yes, I agree, RVP. Got some info from the stream about the Doge ETH bridge, but the moderator was too busy shooting her shot to get real info. What are my first impressions on the bridge concept? I really just don't think it's necessary. I'm all for it. Obviously, Ethereum's a great established network, and there's a lot of stuff in the pipeline. My stance has been from the beginning, I think it's completely unnecessary. I think Dogecoin doesn't need it. We're already reducing the transaction fees, which is one of the main things. There are Vitalik said, there's other ways to make cryptocurrencies faster without changing the underlying mechanics of them. And that could be, for example, just like reducing the block size, but increasing the amount of time that blocks roll through. And what that ends up, decreasing. No, it was one or the other. But either way, modifying like the block size so that transactions can get validated faster because more blocks like pass through. And he gave some other suggestions as well. And I just wonder, like, why do we need a bridge to Ethereum to make these small modifications? Dogecoin's purpose is to be a retail coin. Moving over to Ethereum allows us more access to extra functionality that Ethereum already has, like a lot of the layer 2, a lot of, being listed on the decentralized exchanges that are on Ethereum, which will help increase exposure and I guess ease or what do you call it? Like availability, the ease of being able to get it. And you'll also have like smart contract things that you can tie into, maybe NFTs as well. But with Dogecoin, I don't think it's that complicated. I don't think it's necessary. But I mean, I am excited because especially once we move to ETH2, and here's the thing, I'm not excited for a current ETH bridge, but I am excited for a bridge once ETH2 comes around, because then we get proof of stake and all those things just naturally we get as a benefit. But ETH2 isn't here yet, so as of right now, I'm just like, it's created its own niche market. Yeah, exactly. They'd have to plan for it behind the scenes, because as soon as they announced it, no one would want to sell their Doge and they wouldn't be able to acquire it. That's a good point. We got it from 5 to 75 in 3 weeks. Yeah, and that's the thing too. We've already been to 74 cents. So anyone who says Dogecoin can't hit $1, like, why would you say it can't hit $1 if we've already hit 75 cents? We were literally right there. We were heading to 80 until the whale sold. So why could we not go up another 20 cents? I want to know the reasoning for that. How far out are we from the completion of the Doge ETH bridge? I don't know. I feel like the bridge is going to go live closer to when ETH2 does. And ETH2 is technically already like running in the background, but it's not being like utilized. The Ethereum 2 network is already, you could basically say, like in the staging branch. It's already somewhat established. But, yeah. So, once testing's done and ETH2 goes live, then I wouldn't be surprised. Feels like an inflationary coin like Dogecoin might work better as proof of stake than proof of work. Proof of work seems to give too much advantage to people simply farming and selling Doge. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I do agree. Yeah, because with proof of work, you don't actually... With proof of work, you don't actually have to invest that crypto. You don't have to buy any of that cryptocurrency necessarily to get started. Proof of work requires you to invest US dollar or whatever other currency, it doesn't matter, to buy the actual equipment and to pay for your electricity, and then you become a miner, which means you just set up your equipment, have it functioning as a mining rig, and then you collect that cryptocurrency you're mining as payment, and it just incentivizes you basically to sell it and cash out to pay yourself. Whereas proof of stake is more of you buy as much as you feel comfortable with buying of the cryptocurrency, and then you just stake that. Like, you hold it. You buy, you hold, and you get a reward for doing such. So yeah, proof of stake is definitely better in that regard. And people would probably just stake and add to their staking position with their earnings. So I agree with you there. That would probably help with combating the inflation. Yeah, good stuff, guys. Six fourteen 2021 when Bitcoin was 40K, Doge was 32, and I thought, why is Doge? But now it's only 20. Yeah, that's what I was saying not long ago, Michael. Good point. On 614, 615, there were two different times when Bitcoin hit about 40K, and Doge was 33-ish, 32, like you're saying, 32, 33 cents one time, and it was 35 the other. And this time, Doge is only 20. And then when you look at what happened the last time, when Doge was doing better and Doge was sitting, when Bitcoin was here and Doge was at 30, 35, when Bitcoin didn't break up, right? Let's just say it was in the same scenario. It didn't go out the top. It went out the bottom and crashed. When Bitcoin failed and crashed and went down to 28,000, Dogecoin at this spot was at 33, and then at this spot was at 16. So now imagine what the price is going to be when at this spot, instead of being at 33, Doge is at 20. Like, where is it going to end up if we end up falling again on Bitcoin back down to 28? So 33, 16, 20, 10, 8. A little scary. I don't think we see double digits on Dogecoin just because I think the rate at which, the thing is, as you can tell, Dogecoin and altcoins don't always follow Bitcoin 1-to-1. It depends on the situation. And usually there's some kind of factors in. So the buyers aren't really going to let Doge get to a certain point before they start really like buying the dip, the Dogecoin specific dip, and slowing down the rate of speed at which Dogecoin's falling as it continues to get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. So I would say Dogecoin probably still doesn't really go under like much under 12 cents. I don't think it goes single digits. I don't think the community will let it. I think too many people would be buying that up. But if we were looking at it apples to apples, yes, this is probably 8 cents. Yo, what's up, Zaki? What's going on, man? RTC says, but Jan 1st, 2021, Bitcoin was 30 and Doge was 1 cent. Yeah, but that was before everything happened with Dogecoin. That was Dogecoin in almost a different world. Take a look at all the charts that trade above $4 or $5. They've been circulating supplies of less than a billion. Wait, take a look at all the coins that trade above $4 or $5. Yeah. Those coins that do that have a lot of potential, like room to grow, low market cap. Oh, wait, what are you saying there? Maybe I misspoke. Timing is everything. Once Bitcoin is 45,000 or above, and there for a couple days, then I believe Dogecoin will start announcing its fees and bridge. FPF says, do I stake? If you do, do I know what apps are best, highest APY for Bitcoin, Doge, ETH, and BNB? I think right now, Gemini, I don't personally stake at this moment, but I think right now that Gemini is offering something like 7.4% APY on Dogecoin staking. I think that is the highest currently. And there is a website though that I don't remember the name of it, but it shows the APYs for crypto assets and then compares that to the exchanges. So it'll let you know like for what you're trying to stake, which app or exchange gives you the highest APY. I need to find that site. I don't remember where it is. Let's see. Let me just see if I can find it. I think I had it bookmarked. Yeah, here you go. So this is called DeFiRate.com /lend. This lets you know the current APY rates. So if you stake, if you lend, here's the current rates for the crypto assets here. It tells you the percentages, and it tells you which kind of like exchange, I guess, that they're on. This doesn't have all of them, but it's got Coinbase, it's got Bitfinex, BlockFi, so on, so forth. But these are, I guess, against, well, not necessarily. And let's see, for Doge, is Doge not up here? I thought Dogecoin was up here. I don't see it right now. But either way, let's see, Bitcoin, 6.2 on Celsius, 6.1 on Lind. What was the other one you said? BNB, Binance. 6.71 Celsius. Looks like Celsius has overall, if I'm just looking at the green boxes, pretty consistent on Celsius being the highest rate. Pretty much across the board. Yeah. Looks like that's the one. Wow, 8.88 on USDC. That's actually really high. So basically that means, let's just say you were in Dogecoin, you bought low, now Dogecoin's at a high, but you don't want to cash out because you don't want to pay capital gains. So instead of cashing out for US dollar, you exchange your Doge for USDC coin, stable coin tied to the USD. That means you could sell your Doge at a high and exchange it for a USDC stable coin to hold it there. And then you just could stake it. And while you're staking in between trades, you could be earning 8.88% on your US dollar coin until you go back to buy Doge again or something at a low. That's actually pretty big. What will Dogecoin price be by end of August? It depends on what Bitcoin does. Doge could either be at like 15 cents or Doge could be at like 60 cents. There's no way to predict that. Not right now. Yeah, RTC. I left a small portion of my coin on Gemini. That said, it's unsecured and they loan it to Genesis, which is a subsidiary owned by Barry. Ooh, that's not comforting. What's going on when will Doge hit at least 30? When Bitcoin gets to like 45,000. Got it. Thanks, man. I believe it's a big time we are in, and we'll try to hold or hodl for life. Some coins, I believe staking some coins will be a good passive income in the future. I agree. Highest interest rate I saw was for Dogecoin was 13 cents. Wow. Looked risky. Yeah, that sounds interesting. Oh, loaned out to a specific contract as well? Okay. Matic 10.8. Jeez. I think Doge can hit $1, Mikey, by the end of the year, but I don't, like, when it comes to what Dogecoin, like, when, let's just say if I'm trying to do a month by month, I don't really have that. Juan says, no lie, you're worth watching even if I get fired. Thank you, Juan. I appreciate that, man. Hopefully you don't get fired, though. I would hate that, but thank you. But yeah, so the reason a month-by-month breakdown is hard is because being the two things we move off of are Dogecoin catalysts and Bitcoin catalysts as well. So we're saying, like, at the end of this month and then at the end of the next month, like, what catalysts will Dogecoin and Bitcoin have gotten by the end of, like, each point? It's, like, impossible to guess unless you have events that are already scheduled out. So when we had things like the B-word event that just happened and the little, like, discussion between Vitalik and Ross and the Doge dev conversation, those events or things that tell us something, like a Coinbase announcement saying we'll accept Dogecoin by September 3rd or something like that. Those kind of things allow us to guess what the price will be by then, by doing technical analysis, social analysis, whatever. But when we have nothing and no hints and no clues and we're just waiting for certain things to happen with no set time frames, The month by month is like impossible to do because we don't have dates. But I can just tell you that from what we know, Bitcoin should be at about 50% clean energy, which is when Elon said that he'll take Bitcoin back as payment for Teslas. That announcement in itself, dropping that suspension, will get Bitcoin back up to like 60,000. That will bring Dogecoin back up to like 30, 40 cents. Pretty easy. Or 50. On top of that, then we have potential for Dogecoin for Tesla. And then we also have potential for Dogecoin for Amazon. Both of those catalysts, either one of those, on top of Bitcoin already pulling us back up to like 40 or 50 cents, can easily push us the rest of the way towards $1. And all of those things that I just mentioned, the Bitcoin catalyst and the Dogecoin catalyst, could all come by the end of the year. So that's why I say Dogecoin could hit $1 by the end of the year. Or maybe within the next 2 to 3 months even, because it shouldn't be that long that we get those announcements. So that pretty much ties what I'm saying to like by October, I would think it's possible. But we don't have dates, so those are just guesses. Yeah. And then on top of that, we also have a new catalyst for Bitcoin, which is going to be Bitcoin for Amazon. And that could push things up even further. And that will help the Bitcoin for Tesla and then the Bitcoin for Amazon will help push Bitcoin towards the $100,000 target Bitcoin already had by the end of the year. That's where it was supposed to be. And it could push it to get back on track. That's going to be $40,000 above where Bitcoin was when Dogecoin was at like 50 cents. So just keep that in mind. Bitcoin just going back on track towards 100K could bring the market up so high that Dogecoin ends up being like 70 cents with no catalyst. And then from there, you've only got about 30 cents to go to $1. Any good news from Dogecoin can easily push it. And when the price goes back up, people will feel bullish again, and we'll be more susceptible to move off of hype because everyone won't be so bearish like they are right now about the market and kind of unwilling to buy. If that makes sense. FPF says, do I know about Hollow Hot? I did hear about it, but I don't know about it, so I will research that. Jin says, news had no problem covering Jackson Palmer going on a rant despite no longer being involved in Doge for years, but no news network seems to be bringing up Vitalik talking about, yeah. The thing is, like, news, people, everything, they love hearing negativity for whatever reason, and that's what people are just drawn to. So you'll even notice that a lot of times YouTubers will clickbait with titles that make it like, oh man, I'm going broke, or oh, my car just broke down, not going to be able to fix it, or total loss, whatever. A lot of times people are just gravitate towards bad news, and they don't really gravitate as much towards positivity. So I think what we're kind of doing is just seeing journalists taking advantage of what they know will get the most clicks. But yeah, it is ridiculous though, because obviously Jackson Palmer not being, even affiliated with Doge at all anymore, is kind of irrelevant what he says compared to the actual news that matters, which is what we have coming, our catalysts. So a little ridiculous, like you said. You're gonna FOMO? Why would you plan to FOMO? That's funny. And welcome to the stream, Chloe. I'm gonna go soon though, guys. Not quite yet, but a couple minutes. Of course, you guys are asking some good questions, so why is there a gnat? Don't like those. If you guys were on the store and need any help with anything, let me know. I'm about to, as soon as the stream ends, fulfill the orders for today. So if you wanted to order something and want it ASAP, it would be best to order it ASAP so that I can make it at the same time and then ship it out today so you don't have to wait. So. And you can use SAVE15, the promo code that I had taken off because then I transitioned to free shipping. But if you're in this stream and you want to grab something, I will allow you to use SAVE15. I turned it back on. In addition to the free shipping. Will I make money off that? I don't know. Probably not. The Chosen One says, what's up? Just got here. What's up? Welcome. Let's see. Dogecoin, I believe, is still at about 26. Okay, Doge Did a little move up to 2030. Nothing really to write home about, but just a little bounce. Ethereum. I'll get you a Doge digger next week. Didn't think about fees to Canada be so high. No, man, I understand. No worries. No worries. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I don't know why it's so expensive. I mean, I do, but it's still ridiculous. I hate shipping overseas prices. It's just like a ripoff. Or international, rather. And here's that reversal pattern again, shorter term. The obvious sharp red candle sell off, consolidation, the bounce. As soon as it makes the new high, takes off, corrects to back where it came from. See that? I'll call this the pot. I'll call this the pot and handle. How about that? Handle, pot, handle. New pattern, guys. I just categorized it. Not the cup and handle, it's the pot and handle. You're here for Doge news? What's up, Alsan? Glad to have you. You're in the right place. Left Field says XRP raising its head again. Would be nice to see another pump. It would. It would be nice to see XRP, ADA, Doge, Flex, all the good guys. Would love to see them have a nice move up here. And we very well could. We want to see what happens as we get towards this ascending trend line here, the support. See if we can get a nice bounce. So. Yeah, but at this moment, guys, there's not much new. Cool. Well, might be time to wrap up. I think I got to answer all your questions, so that's cool. Glad to hear it. Oh, there is a new shirt also on the website called Do Only Greg Every Day. Someone on Twitter had a funny idea after Greg had posted, and it was to make the G for good in Doge, make it stand for Greg. So that's up there too. Just some clean Dogecoin humor. So there's that if you want to check it out. If Doge goes back up and I can either break even or make a profit, I'm going to donate part of it to charity. That's really nice thought. That's awesome, man. Commendable. Respect. Well, guys, that's it. That's going to be it for today's show. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Don't forget, if you're new, subscribe if you have not, so you can catch tomorrow's. A lot of you guys just popped in at the very end as we just answered all the questions. Sorry about that. Feel free to watch the replay if you want to hear those questions answered again, or just stay tuned for tomorrow's show and ask whatever questions you've got by then. I am Mariano, and it's been a pleasure talking to all you guys. Don't forget, check out the website, myhodleware.com, if you haven't. Discount code SAVE15. SAVE15 if you want to save 15%. And that's it. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Have a good evening.